After we buried my mother because she died last year, we set up a charity in her memory along with Kashpa's grandmother, because we intend to build, using this forever vehicle, to build schools for education in Goa, that's where we're from, and in Kenya, that's where I was born.
Awesome.
My message to you guys here, to everybody here, this business is not just for anyone. It is for everyone. Everyone has the right to this business. Okay? And I would just like to now take this opportunity to thank my fellow managers here today and wish them success in their business too.
Hi everyone, my name's Michelle Starr, and before Forever I was in retail. I was a senior manager for a large corporation, and I guess from the outside looking in, I was considered quite lucky. I'd got a really good salary at quite a young age, but my reality was nothing like that. I was miserable. I worked really, really long hours and jumped through lots of hoops to get promotions and pay rises, and 9 times out of 10 that ended in disappointment. And it was when I met my husband that I realised I couldn't carry on doing that, because that was never going to give us the lifestyle that we wanted and deserved for us all, our family in the future.
Hi, my name is James. I've always worked for myself. I love running my own business and being my own boss. However, I don't like the risk that comes with running your own business. I was 21 when I started my first business in the nightclub industry, which at the age of 21 was great. The lifestyle was fantastic. As I got older, my priorities changed, and the problem with the industry in general is there's more people that care about money than morals. My business was always in someone else's hands, and it was always lost the business 3 times over the last 10 years, and having my entire family's future at risk because of all I really knew how to do. Finding Forever has given me stability to be able to be able to provide for our family, meet our dreams, but still earn an amazing amount of money, and we'll always be thankful.
It was me that found Forever initially.
Love it.
Next door neighbour and an amazing friend, Rachel. She asked me to have a look at the business, and I just more or less immediately saw something amazing, something that was going to give us our future, and mean that we could sleep at night knowing that we were secure financially and we didn't have to worry anymore. And that was just over 4 months ago, so since then obviously we've achieved manager and networking professionals level 3. And I couldn't have done any of it without 2 sets of people. Firstly, I need to thank you, Rachel, because without you I wouldn't be struggling around neither of us would. And I'd probably still be doing what I was doing before and getting what I was getting before. And Lucy Rodmore, it's a little bit like working with a Duracell bunny. Her energy's just infectious. And the whole of the Rolling Snowballs team have just been amazing. Diana Page is the most professional, dignified lady that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And then obviously our team, that you're all incredible, and so many of you are here today to support us, and it means so much. I just want to leave you with 3 top tips just to give something back that really, really helped me. So, number number one would be, you need to win every battle in your head. I think we all have them. Everyone has battles with themselves every day. And I just think the difference between the successful people is that they just win more of them. So every day when those thoughts creep in and tell you to put things off until tomorrow, or don't pick the phone up to that person because they're not going to be interested in the business, you need to ask yourself if you can cope with knowing that you didn't achieve any of your dreams or goals because you didn't do enough. And if you're like me and you can't cope with that, then just get back to work. Number two, surround yourself every day with people that inspire you, motivate you and encourage you. And the people that don't, just learn to bless and release them. And then finally, I think you need to be really clear about the type of person that you want in your team. So be as clear as to write it down. Who would your ideal team member be? What would they be like? What characteristics would they have? And then become that person today, not tomorrow. Because you will immediately attract people like that into your life and ultimately into your business. And that can't be a bad thing. So what next for us?
What next? No crying to start with. What next? For us, we want everything the marketing plan has to offer. We've just launched our 4-month to Manager Academy, which are an amazing team. We're in the first and second month of, and it's a really, really exciting time for us and for our team and our business. We will not be stopping until we get to diamonds. That is the bottom line, and I'd urge everybody to just keep going.
Who is 3 years old. A few years ago I was married and went through a really messy divorce. I'm a single mum to her. My background is in banking. I was in a successful career as a HR manager, living the life in the heart of Canary Wharf. I was made redundant back in 2008, and since then I was just given short contract roles. There was never any job security. Fast forward a few years, married and had my daughter, marriage fell apart. And I was looking to go back to work, and I really couldn't find anything that was, like a job share job for mums, especially when I was very hands-on with my daughter and she was very young. I also wanted to privately educate her and give her everything that I was fortunate to have growing up, and that my parents did for me. And I knew I was doing it alone. I came across this ad in the Families magazine, and I called Katie Bridge straight away. She never told me anything at all, except for meet me at the Holiday Inn in Gatwick tomorrow. So I was like, okay. And I totally forgot to ask her what the business was all about. So I went along, met her, went along with an open mind, and she started going through this presentation with me. And I was just like, okay. So I basically said to her, so I guess you're brainwashing everyone to sell aloe vera. And she went, something like that. So I said, okay, I have to think about it. I went away, and then I started making some phone calls to some recruitment agencies, thinking, that's not for me. 2 days later, I became really frustrated because now I had put my daughter into a private nursery and I needed to find a way to start paying those fees. So I rang her back up, and she said, do you want to meet me at your local BP? I said yes. On that night, I signed on. And within 2 months, I became supervisor, and 6 months later, manager. And I'm now looking to keep my daughter at this private nursery all throughout next year, and also at that private school up until she's 11. So this business is going to work. I've got a very driven team, and along the way what I've learned is, as Michelle said, work closely with those that want to go forward and with those that don't, then just let them be. And that's what I'm taking away with me today, because I can see that happening in my team. And yeah, that's one of my major tips. And the other tip is plan your goal, because actually in my Steps to Manager book I put down with Katie 6 months manager, and it was because it was visually put down was why I was able to achieve it. I've also visually put down a very big goal of Eagle Manager and Senior Manager by the end of this year, and I'm determined to make that happen too. Closely with your downlines as well, and build that momentum in your team. In the last 2 months of me becoming manager, there was huge momentum, and I look to keep that momentum going, and that's the way your business is going to grow if you help other businesses to grow with you. Thank you.
My name is Helen Artemi. I joined in April last year when I was 6.5 months pregnant. After asking by my sister to come and listen to her one-to-one, so I thought I'll go and humour her. So by 5 minutes later, I actually joined. What did I do? Nothing. My box sat there, thinking it's going to, build a business by itself. In June, I decided to open my box and decided to do my first product launch, which I done fantastic. I've done 8 CCs in one product launch with 8 people. Get your business going. Wrong. I had a baby in July. I had people putting me down and supporting me, telling me you'll never amount to anything. What did I do? I listened. Until my lifeboat moment came at Kickstart, which is run by Adam May, and if you do get the opportunity to go to any of his trainings, please grab it. I went to the Kickstart when my baby was 6 weeks pregnant. I was 6 weeks old, sorry. I then sent the response to my other person at the end of October, qualified for supervisor in November, went to assistant manager in January and a chief manager in April. But I wouldn't be here today if the people like Emily Crabtree and Stella McCall didn't believe in me and say to me, you can do it. The only person that was holding me back was me. So, if I can give one bit of advice, keep going, no matter what knockbacks you get, keep going with your head held high and prove them wrong. I now have my husband, who came to Success Day today for the first time. He's been made redundant and has to take voluntary redundant after being in the company for 14 years. He has now decided to come and work for business with me. So if there's one tip I can give you, get to those trainings, get to those Success Days, go to your upline, to your sponsor, and they will teach you the right way. I've also since then been asked to be in PSG group by Adam May, which I'm very privileged, so thank you very much. So that's all I have to say.
Well, let's do our new managers, everybody.